back to Surrendered. My name is Rachel Kimani, and Surrendered is about our relationships. And today we're going to be talking to a relationship in the area of parenting. So if you're a parent, this is your video. I especially feel that this video will benefit you a lot. Sometimes we just simplify the journey of parenting, and it is not easy. I want to encourage you today because sometimes you may feel like you're so bombarded, or sometimes things will happen in your parenting journey and you feel like, am I the only parent who doesn't feel like they're making it? No. Today I'm here to give you hope. When we look at the Word of God, one of the verses that has always constantly encouraged me is the book of Psalms chapter 127 and verse 4. It talks of sons and daughters being like arrows in the hands of a mighty warrior. And all the time when I think about that, I always ask myself, why would God call a parent a warrior and call a son or a daughter an arrow? And that analogy is very interesting because it talks of a warrior and an arrow, whereby if you are a warrior, it means you're a courageous warrior and you're carrying arrows. It means an arrow will be launched somewhere for some particular work. And today I just want to encourage you to know that God has qualified you to be a parent. I know there are many incidences that has happened to you in your journey and you feel like, can I make it? Am I qualified for this? And I'm here to tell you, because you already are a parent, you're qualified. It is God who qualifies you. And I want to demystify some few things that we have had outside there, that some people are more pros like parents. Some people, they are better parents than others. Well, there are some effort that some parents put more than others. But if you are a parent, God has called you into this journey. There is no school that anybody ever went and they became better parents. This is a journey where we all start, and God is the only person who has the manual for all of us. We learn every day. In fact, the moment you become a parent, you become a student in the school of God. The good news is, when you're a student in the school of God, you're there to make it. We graduate when the Lord calls us home. It's a journey that you don't stop. It's a school you don't stop. There's no one to teach you like the right thing except God, through people who have been there, and especially through the manual He has given you. So don't worry if you're feeling bombarded, if you're feeling discouraged. It's normal. It's normal for a parent. But today, because once in a while I have felt discouraged, I felt like, hey, am I good enough as a parent? Can I really make it? I want to persuade you. I actually want to talk you out of some dialogues you've been having with yourself. And especially when you're a young mom, the whole world looks like it's crumbling down on you, and you feel like you're rejected. You feel like you can never do anything. When your baby cries, you feel it's your error. When the baby starts crawling, you feel like they're touching everything. When your baby starts talking, you feel like they're talking too much. When your baby goes to school, you feel like they don't know anything. When your baby now starts growing and becoming a preteen, you feel like the baby knows too much. When your baby becomes a teenager, you feel like, now this one, I don't know what to do. Are you a father? Are you a mother? You're a strong person. You're a strong warrior. And God has called you a warrior because He wants you to have a name. He wants you to parent that child. He wants you to fight for your child. And sometimes you feel like, I've lost the fight. No, you haven't lost the fight. The culture we are living in is teaching your child different things from the ones you have given your child. And that is why God has called you a mighty warrior, and your quiver is full of those arrows. So why should you be encouraged? Why should you not have some talks that you have been having with yourself? Because some things that I would go through, like, I'm so discouraged, I don't know what to do, that's normal. But I want you to direct you to the one who gave you that child or those children. He is God. Some of the things that I have heard parents say, and this is one of the things that you shouldn't say, is like, I am not good enough. You are good enough because the Lord has qualified you to be a parent, and for that matter, to be a good parent to those children. You're not a failure. When God calls you into the school of parenting, He has equipped you. And like I've told you, there's nobody who has instincts which are like yours, when God gives you a child, He gives you the godly instincts that helps you to learn your child and to parent them. When things don't work out right, there is something else that you as a parent would be tempted to say that it's my fault. I want to talk you out of that dialogue that it's your fault. It's not your fault. Things may not always work out. And when you apply God's word in raising your children, sometimes things will look like they will never go right, but you're not to blame. When you plant the seed of God in your child's life, as they grow up, by and by, a seed usually will have fruits. A seed will look like it has died, but in the end, your child will turn out according to how God has wanted the child to turn out. If you're playing your role well, you're not to blame. The next thing I want to encourage you on and to talk you out is stop suffering from guilt. Parents suffer from condemnation and guilt and feeling they just cannot be like any other parent. No, you're not like any other parent. You're you. You're unique. You're uniquely created to raise your child in the way that God has given you God has given you all it takes to raise your child. You're not like any other parent. You're you. You're uniquely you. Just be you. Raise your child with the instincts that God has given you, and the best manual that you can use is God's word. Just remember, I've told you, you are a warrior. And why would God call you a warrior? It is because you're raising your child not for yourself. You're raising your child for this world. And this world is harsh. This world has a culture that defies every good thing. If you don't stand up to fight for your child will be directed by the system that rules in this world. You must not be cowed down by what you see happening in your child's life. You're taking your child to school. The schools are very good. But some things they will hear, they're not necessarily what you have taught them. They're going outside. The TV, the social media is defying everything that you feel like you have planted in your child's life. But when you keep on doing that which you know, there is no culture that can go against the mighty warrior. You're a mighty warrior. The parenting journey is so tough, but it is so rewarding because you're raising your child for God. You're raising them and you're launching them like an arrow somewhere to go and demolish the kingdoms of the devil. What you're doing at home is not useless. It is very helpful. And I remember one of the things that happened to me along the journey. I was at home, I didn't have a house help, and sometimes you have to stop doing what you go to do outside there every day. Then my daughter came and she found me at home. And I could see her smiling from this side of her mouth to the other one. And we had been at home without a house help for a while, so there were things that were getting affected somewhere. And she just simply told me, I wish I could find you in the house forever. And I thought, wow, what a tall order. Does she know what she's talking about? And then when I asked her, and then who will take care of the job? How shall we get money for milk? She said, you don't worry. If I find you every day, we'll find money. Well, that is the joy of a child. She doesn't know the other implications. You may not know that you being there at home and your child is finding you at home. If you're a stay-home mom, if you don't have a job and you're thinking, this is just a useless job I do, I am not important, other people are moving on with their careers, that's your best moment.